Hey everyone, welcome to another Monday mail call. I've got a P.O. box for those of you who don't know, and if you have anything interesting, or if you want to write a letter or anything, you can send it to Stu Plubeck Currency, and the P.O. box is 171 Russell, Illinois 60075. And this time when I checked my P.O. box, I got another book. This one from Brian. Brian tends to send me a lot of books. This particular book here is called Paper Tigers. It's by Len Glazier. And this book is interesting because it's almost 500 little blurbs, little stories about the currency industry. A lot of it is, when I was reading the foreword to it, it was essentially the author wanting to write down all of the little stories that he had heard over the years before they were lost in time. And just the list of names of the people who are involved in some of these stories is pretty impressive. I noticed Benny Binion in here. He owns Binion's Horseshoe, or at least did back in the day. Elvis Presley is mentioned in here. Q. David Bowers is in here. I mean, there's so many familiar names that are listed in this particular book for different stories. And when I say different stories, I mean we're talking, small stories. Just a paragraph long each story. Like I said, there's close to 500 of them. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are just interesting. It's just a cool little book to pick up and read a couple of these every once in a while. I don't want to call it a good bathroom book, but I mean that it's a great book to pick up for a few minutes and then put back down, because each story is individualized so that you can start and stop as often as you like. Here we go. Number 92, just as an example. Several years ago, I was entering a convention in the convention center in Rosemont, Illinois, at the ANA show. The door had the oft-seen universal no-gun symbol on it. We've all seen it many times, the heavy red circle with a bar running through it over the picture of a handgun. A young man and his father were passing through the door at the same time, and the young man asked, "What does that mean, Daddy?" And his father said to him, "That means if you try to come in here with a red circle that has a bar through it, they'll shoot you." So it's those kind of stories that are overheard at shows, between collectors, sometimes between dealers, sometimes overheard at poker games through the collecting community. Just an interesting book that way, with all kinds of little neat stories. Just a bunch of quick reads. You may not know everybody in here, but the author, like I said, wanted to get all these in writing. He even says in the foreword that there'll be about 50 people who actually enjoy this book that aren't listed in the book. I would be one of them, because I've heard of enough of the people to make it interesting. And of course, I know enough about the hobby to understand exactly where they're coming from. It's an expensive book because it was a short print run. So all in all, I think that may make the book worth more than anything else, the fact that it's so hard to come by. But yeah, that's it there, Paper Tigers. It's an interesting read, interesting book to pick up and put down all the time. I keep it on my table, so whenever I get a few minutes, I can peruse a couple more stories. This came from Brian. Brian sends me most of the books that you see on my channel. So once again, Brian, thank you for thinking of me. Thank you very much. You know I'm going to read the book. All right, guys. Once again, if you have anything for mail call, it would be P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois 60075, and maybe you'll make a mail call. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.